shouldn't speak in hyperbole, or as Julia Gillard once called it, hyperbole, but tonight is a special night for Australia. The Sydney's Olympic Stadium is packed for the big football women's semi-final between England and Australia. You know all that. But tens of thousands around Australia will be watching. Governments sensibly have opened infrastructure facilities so that people can share the electric atmosphere of the evening. Now, the New South Wales government has opened two big stadia because the match is a sellout, and people have filled the Western Sydney Stadium, which is in Parramatta, and the Sydney Football Stadium in Moore Park. This World Cup has been a success beyond any reasonable expectation. 1.75 million tickets have been sold across 64 games, the most successful in the tournament's history. Tonight marks the first time the Australian team has progressed to the semi-final of a FIFA Women's World Cup. The Sydney Opera House, as I speak to you, is illuminated in green and gold. Other Sydney landmarks and the New South Wales government's social channels are green and gold. The live broadcast streams in Cathy Freeman Park, which is just outside Stadium Australia, where Cathy was unbelievable in 2000, it'll once again be activated for the Matildas game. Now, this is an old rivalry, another tantalising instrument in historic encounters between England and Australia. We took them on in the men's cricket and we retained the Ashes. We took them on in the women's Ashes and won a tight contest. And last weekend we won the World Cup final in netball. England came second in all of them. Now it's the Lionesses versus the Matildas. You've got to wonder, though, how much do our girls have left in the tank? The Swedish coach of Australia, Tony Gustafsson, can't praise him enough. He's done a splendid job, lifting not just the spirits of the Matildas, but at the same time lifting the spirits of a nation. The whole nation was watching. People who didn't know anything about soccer or women's soccer were going nuts and screaming at the TV screen. The coach has stressed since Sunday rest and recovery, but we should be cautious and ask how much more juice can Coach Gustafsson squeeze out of this team. I've said it before, you see, rugby league is a tough game. They go for 80 minutes. These girls endured an exhausting 120 minutes on Saturday against France, running like gazelles up and down the field and then holding their nerve in that breathtaking and heart-stopping penalty shootout. Tonight will be tough. England are the European champions. In this World Cup, they've dominated possession against every opponent. It's true that the Matildas beat the Lionesses earlier this year in a so-called friendly match, but this is a stat. It ended a 30-match unbeaten run for England. They are some team. England would expect tonight to dominate possession. The Matildas will have a long night of defence. Think about it. According to the analysts, England players have received 2,757 passes, more than any team in the World Cup bar Spain, who are already into the final. Australia, 1,626 passes. But for England, it's not only how long they keep the ball, it's how efficient they are with it. And on the figures and statistics can make a lie of predictions, we all know that. But on the statistics and the data from this World Cup, our Matildas will be hemmed into our own half for long periods. But this bloke smart, Gustafsson, our coach, he's been here before. He was the assistant coach to America when they won the last two World Cups and the Olympic gold medal. He will have coached the Matildas to be comfortable without the ball for long periods, and then, when the opportunity arises, let loose the pace of Caitlin Ford, Hayley Raso and the great Sam Kerr to counter-attack, and then the remarkable Mary Fowler ready to do the job. And don't forget their goalkeeper. Oh, what a star, Mackenzie Arnold, who has conceded only 3 goals in the whole tournament. As I said earlier, the one question that won't be answered till the girls hit the playing arena, how heavy are their legs? The two captains, Sam Kerr and Millie Bright, are actually teammates in the English League playing for Chelsea. The question that will electrify Australia is a simple one. How much space will the great Australian captain and record goal scorer Sam Kerr be given? Because that may determine the outcome. I expect this to be tight. We've won the Ashes. We won the Women's Netball World Cup. England beaten in all 3. What's going to happen tonight?